Hello everyone, it's me Luthfia. Today we are going to learn about teaching reading. There are some topics that we are going to learn. Genre of written language, characteristic of written language, micro and macro skills of reading, strategies for reading comprehension, principles of teaching reading skills and assessing reading. Let's start with the genre of written language. There are a lot of genres in written language. For example, nonfiction, fiction, letters, electronics, greeting cards, diaries, memos, messages, announcements, and etc. There are some characteristics of written language. The first is permanence. Written language is permanent. Therefore, the student has an opportunity to return again and again. The second, processing time. Most reading contexts allow the readers to read at their own pace. They are not forced into following the rate of delivery as in spoken language. Distance. The written words allow messages to be sent across three dimensions: physical distance and temporal distance. The task of the reader is to interpret language that was written in some other place at some other time with only the written words themselves as contextual clues. The fourth characteristic of written language is orthography. In written language, there are some written symbols. The reader must do their best to interpret, and read between lines. The next characteristic is vocabulary. Written language utilizes a greater variety of lexical items than spoken language. Next, complexity. Written language is more complex than spoken language, since written language has longer clauses and more subordination, while spoken language has shorter clauses connected by more coordinate conjunction. Formality. Writing is quite frequently more formal than speech. Formality refers to prescribed form that certain written messages must hold on to. Let's move to the micro and macro skills of reading. What are the different? Micro skills include the understanding of micro component of language such as phoneme, morpheme, syllabus, words, phrases, and sentences. While macro skills include more major skills of reading, which include getting specific information, general information, textual meaning, textual references, and even understanding beyond contextual meaning. And here are the micro skills of reading. And here are the micro skills of reading. Let's move to the strategies of reading comprehension. There are some strategies that the teacher can apply in the classroom in teaching reading. First, identify the purpose of reading. Efficient reading consists of clearly identifying the purpose of reading something. The second, use graphomic rules and patterns to aid. In bottom-up mapping or decoding, ensure there are graphics or pictures to help beginner in decoding and comprehension. The third, skim the text for main idea. Skimming gives the reader the advantages of being able to predict the purpose of the passage, the main topic, and supporting ideas. Let's move to types of classroom reading performance. There are some types of classroom reading performance. The first is oral and silent reading. So what is the difference between oral reading and silent reading? Oral reading refers to the process that allows the readers to produce sounds using his or her vocal cords and lips or tongue movement, while silent reading is the process of reading where the reader only uses his eyes and mind and doesn't produce any sound. The second type is extensive and intensive reading. What are the differences? So extensive reading is an approach to language learning in which long text and large amount of material are read by the student for general understanding, while intensive reading is a reading method wherein learners are supposed to read the short text carefully and deeply so as to gain maximum understanding. Principle for teaching reading skills. In teaching reading skills, there are some principles that the teacher should consider. The first, offer reading on relevant, interesting, and motivating topics. One approach to reading instruction is to have students create their own material for reading. Other approaches in which learners are given choices in selecting reading material over the potential of increasing their investment. Carefully sequenced reading and instructional strategies that are success-oriented give further personal involvement in the process. Further, readings that help learners to form their respective identities should help to bolster their sense of agency. The second principle is balance authenticity and readability in choosing text. Authentic simple text can either be devised or located in the real world. From ads to labels to report to essay, texts are available that are grammatically and lexically simple. Until 1996 over three criteria of choosing reading text for the student. The first is suitability of the contents. It means that material that students will find interesting, enjoyable, challenging, and appropriate for their goals in learning English. The second, exploitability. A text that facilitates the achievement of certain language and content goals that is exploitable for instructional tasks and techniques, and that is interpretable with other skills, listening, speaking, and writing. Readability. It means that a text with a lexical and structural difficulty that will challenge the students without overwhelming them. Second, follow the SQ3R sequence. So this sequence includes survey, question, rate, decide, and review. Survey. Skim the text for an overview of main ideas. Question. The reader asks question about what he or she wishes to get out of the text. Read. Read the text while looking for the answer to the previously formulated question. For decide, reprocess the silent point of the text through oral and written language. Review. Assess the importance of what one has just read and incorporate it into long-term association. Let's move to the next topic, to the last topic, that is assessing reading. First, we will look at the item types of assessing reading. For the perceptive reading, the teacher can use reading aloud, copying, multiple choice recognition, and picture cued identification. For the extensive reading, the teacher can do skimming, summarizing, responding to the reading through short essay, note-taking, marginal note, highlighting, and outlining. For the selective reading, the teacher can use multiple choice grammar or vocab tags, contextualize multiple choice, sentence level close tags, matching tags, vocab editing tags, picture cube tags, and gap filling tags. For the interactive reading, the teacher can use discourse level close tags, reading comprehension question, short answer response to reading, discourse editing tags, scanning, reordering sequences of sentences, and responding to chart, maps, graph, and diagram. So that's all about teaching reading. If you have any comment or question, you can drop it in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Goodbye.